Peace, family. I hope we are all doing well. I first want to thank the Most High for guiding me and making me who I've become. And I secondly thank every one of you who have received and shared what He has given me to share with you. I pray we are all doing well and striving to improve ourselves. Not only ourselves, but also improve our families and our communities. I know at times we may say, I'm great, I don't need any improvements. However, the best room in any house is the room for improvement. Maybe we might say, I'm not concerned with my community, I'm only focusing on myself. You're right, we should focus on ourselves first, but then we should expand our focus to the bigger picture of our communities, because our communities is really an extension of us and our families. It affects us as much as we affect it. Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in your world. Now that's even a bigger picture to look at. When you not only see how you affect your community, but also how you and your community affects the world. How we act affects us first and affects everything around us. Let us take for an example a fish in a fish tank. The fish that only sees itself or what's directly in front of its face during feeding time when the fish food is dropped in the fish tank, he may eat as much food as possible without any thought of the other fish that also need to eat. Now from the fish doing this, he satisfies only himself, leaving other fish hungry without food. Now the hungry, impatient fish that haven't ate yet are starting to feast their eyes on the plump fish that ate up all the food. Sometimes that eat it up all myself fish mentality that does not share will eat itself straight to death. Instant death from overindulging. We can see this going on in humanity right now. You have many that are extremely overweight and losing their lives due to this, while others are starving to death because they don't get enough food. That's an imbalance in life. Some people have more money than they could spend in 10 lifetimes, while others are broke and homeless. That's an imbalance in the world. Some have garages with 10 to 100 cars that they may only drive once a month or year, if that, while others have no vehicle and struggle to travel at times where need be. That's another imbalance. This is due to that tunnel vision fish mentality where we only see and care for ourselves and not the extended human family. There's a reason why I chose the word fish for this analogy. It is because this fish mentality puts the word fish in selfish. It is not a coincidence that the word fish is in selfish. We literally put this concept of fish in selfishness when we desire and are willing to meet only our needs and not the needs of others in our family and our community. We have to elevate our thinking and actions to an above sea level state where this fish mentality comes from. It's a low level frequency on a low down way of life and living to be in this state of selfishness. And now we must be raised up into this higher state of consciousness and awareness of not only meeting our needs, but also the needs of others. Jesus said, come follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. You see, when you catch a fish, you raise him to a higher level out of that ocean that they once swam in. The same goes with man today. Man and woman is treading in a sea of sin that wicked people in high places had flooded upon the world. So man and woman are in need of upliftment. Elijah Muhammad, the man who taught Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali and made them who they were, he once asked a question to Louis Farrakhan and said, what is the best religion? He did not say Judaism, he did not say Buddhism, he did not say Christianity or Islam. Elijah Muhammad told Louis Farrakhan the best religion was to treat others how you want to be treated. You see, we have to want for others what we want for ourselves. One of the best ways to do this is to look at others as ourselves. When you come across an older person, imagine that person as you in the future and treat them how you would like to treat your older self. If you see a young child, see yourself in that child like when you was a young child and treat that child like you would have wanted to be treated when you were that age. Here's another healthy way to look at things. We can't always focus on one part of our body. If we only care about how our face looks and never took the time to inspect our toes, we might not see a small problem that needs to be tended to before that problem spreads to our whole foot, and then to our knee, and then to the rest of the body. Just as we need to inspect our fingers and toes for any distress signals that they may be giving off, like an unpleasant feeling or discoloration, or looks different from the norm. We have to be able to see these signals in our people, in our family, and in our community. Because just like if we ignore this problem on our toe and let it continue to get worse, it will eventually make its way through the whole body. The same goes for that individual in our community that is ignored after giving distress signals, after giving off an unpleasant feeling. After looking different from the norm, they will eventually get worse until they affect the whole community. And we can see this going on right now. This is why we should inspect, connect, and correct. I said inspect, connect, and correct. First, we put everything on our radar by inspecting and taking a second look at things that seem out of place or in distress. That's firstly our own mind, body, and souls, then in our families, then in our communities. And we secondly make a connection by engaging in an assessment or dialogue with whoever or whatever is off or in distress. And thirdly, we make a sincere effort to correct the problem the best we can. You see, we are all connected like the parts of a body. All is one and one is all. The faster we can begin to look at others as an extension of ourselves, the quicker we'll be able to improve ourselves and our community. So inspect, connect, and correct. Then we can follow up with a periodical checkup in the future or whenever things seem to be off or paths are crossed. A way to disarm and connect with someone is to get it cracking. What do I mean when I say get it cracking? I mean when you come face to face with someone, just crack a smile on them. That alone can pick someone up. Then you could ask, how's it going? Open up a dialogue. Because one of the best ways to keep yourself safe is to continue to communicate with your family and continue to communicate with your community. If someone you know is acting off or unresponsive, that's a sign that we should do a check-in with them. With that being said, family, let's be the active ingredients in this recipe of making our communities a safe and decent place to live. I appreciate your time to lend me your mind so that the words may incline your soul up to the shine. And while we go out and implement these things that we said we were going to try to work on, let's also start to store at least 3 months of food and water in our homes because the famine is coming. Things are unraveling before our eyes and will completely unfold in the not-so-distant future. But don't worry. Just focus on righteousness, patience, and attaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that will give us the key to the door to get to the other side. Much love, family. Assalamu alaikum.